As a little girl, Sandra struggled to learn how to read. As a child, she could not pronounce or read words correctly. Each night before going to bed, her mother would sit with her with books scattered across the dining room table.
Hi, my name is Sandra Curry, and my 12th grade entrepreneurship teacher, Mr. Wick, is the teacher who inspired me to want to be a teacher. Mr. Wick saw me for me. He never once made me feel like I was less than or made me feel like my challenges defined me as a person, but he took the time to get to know me, get to know my interests, the things that got me excited, the things that pushed me to do better in my life. One thing that Mr. Wick would always say is, if you don't tell your own story, someone else will. And that is something that has stuck with me throughout my journey in college. Right now I am a senior. I will be student teaching this upcoming year for 5th grade at a public school, and I am very excited to be doing this. Mr. Wick would always encourage our class. Our class was pretty small, it was about 15 of us, and he would always encourage us to be our authentic selves. He would oftentimes allow us to get into these very vulnerable places where we could be our authentic selves, that we could share stories that we never shared, like the story of me when I was a little girl. The story of struggling to learn how to read is a story that I never really unpacked until I was in Mr. Wick's class, and I dived into the things that really made me who I am today. You see, the struggles I faced when I was a 4th grader trying to learn how to read, how I felt back then, sometimes I feel that now. And through the challenges in life, I'm able to look back on that and see that through struggle, through faith, I can get through these things. And Mr. Wick showed me those things by allowing me to unpack that story and not be afraid to tell that story, but to inspire people with that story. You see, Mr. Wick always inspired me through his actions, through his passion for the work that we were doing in his class. I want to do that for the students that I will work with in the future. I want to show them that even though they're in elementary, the time is now. They can create an impact. They can change the world. There is so much power in education, and I want to show my students that. I want to show them, like how Mr. Wick showed me, that you're never too young to create an impact in the world. You're never too young to ask yourself, who am I? And how will I create change? How will I create impact in the world? I want to be able to do that for my students, and through my relationship with Mr. Wick and all of the lessons I've learned, I want to be able to share that with future generations and show them that they too can create change. And here is a journal that Mr. Wick gave me and each of the students in our class, and it was a journal for us to kind of, like, here I have just sticky notes of different businesses, different business archetypes and things that we worked on in the class, like values and things like that. And this is a journal that I always keep because it reminds me of Mr. Wick. It reminds me of how much growth I was able to have in such a short period of time. Throughout that time, I was able to figure out where I wanted to go to college, and I ended up attending, and I still do attend, the University of Colorado Springs, and Mr. Wick was a part of that journey. He helped me figure out scholarships I could apply for. He helped me figure out ways that I could set myself apart by telling my story and being my authentic self. And I will always, always be so grateful to have had such a inspirational, empowered teacher, Mr. Wick. And I thank him so much for the impact that he has had on my life, and that he has equipped me with the strategies to be able to go and make change, go and show inclusivity within the classroom and welcome diversity and create a safe space for all of my students, for them to be their authentic selves, for them to show who they are, and for us to build on their strengths and their interests is what I look forward to. With my program, I am going to be getting my licensure in K through 6th grade elementary education. I will also be getting my special education endorsement and my linguistically and culturally diverse endorsement, which I'm very, very excited about, because I know that I will be teaching students from different backgrounds, students from different places in the world, and I am very excited to meet every student that I work with where they are at. Thank you.